Hello, HL Chem. Thank you for your work today. I'm sorry that I'm not there. I'm taking a couple personal days, but I'll be back on Friday and or Monday, depending on what class you have. So let's talk about a couple things. What we had planned for today, same plan as if I were there. So you can be productive. We're going to talk about the required practicals and do some experiment review, and you'll probably end up with some independent time as well. You have an options assessment next week. You have a paper 3 assessment the following week. And of course, you've got IB exams in May. So let's talk about a new resource on Haiku. It is a paper 3 page, focused obviously on paper 3, but not the option. Options have their own pages. There's a Google Drive folder here that has some things in it. There's a discussion about the format for paper 3, which we talked about in class. There is a Google Drive folder with lab handouts related to the work I'm about to explain to you. And there's a PDF copy of the handout I'm about to explain to you if you prefer to write on your iPad or your laptop using a PDF. So these are the required practicals that IB asks me to give you as experiences within this class. And they're relatively general. So obtaining, let's take a look here. Obtaining and using experimental data for deriving empirical formulas from reactions involving mass changes. Well, we did that as the empirical formula of magnesium oxide in February of our junior year, of year 1. So you've got an idea now of a very general statement in the specific lab that we did. So these are all the statements for labs that IB wants us to do together, and these are the dates we did the lab, and this is the specific title of the lab that I called it for your benefit. Remember, we have a lab summary. All those times we did the lab summary, you may have been wondering, why do we do this? Well, now you know. This is why we keep the lab summary. It's on the internal assessment page, lab summary. So the process for this activity, you will complete the review of experimental work, find your old lab handouts if you've got them, find your data, find the lab handouts provided in the Google Drive folder that I showed you the link for earlier, look through the lab summary, and complete the handout on the review of experimental work. It is provided today by the substitute, and it will ask you to consider 4 different areas about each lab we've done. One is, what was the procedure? It doesn't need to be step by step, but kind of summarize what was the procedure you did. What were the required calculations? And what are some easy places to make mistakes in those calculations? What are some likely sources of error or limitations in the procedure? And what are some assumptions made during the procedure and or during the calculations? If you put some time into all of those labs that are required, and you put time into these 4 areas, you will be more prepared for paper 3. Question number 2, which will be about one of those labs. And I've shown you some examples, and I will be giving you more examples, including today, from the substitute, but I'll be giving you a few more examples over the next few days as well. So what can you do today? Work on that review of experimental work, the handout that the sub will provide. You, of course, can spend time on your options. The substitute is going to give you 3 handouts for paper 3 today. And of course, you can review for exams. You can email me if you have any questions. I'm happy to respond by email. Homework. Kind of do what you need to do. Be productive. And thank you for your work today. Have a great day.